So, we're back with more updates when it comes to the new, until now unnamed expansion for Stellaris that is coming up sometime in the future. Today we're going to be talking about some of the additional things that have been added to the tweet storm, as some people would like to call it, from Martin. So let's jump right into it. First off, a lot of people are asking how this is going to work with robotic pops as well as hive-minded pops. So hive-minded have a separate mechanic that has not been announced yet. However, robot pops will be working very similarly to normal pops, except they will not have systems like artisans, etc. They will have something a little bit different. They are currently subdivided in thinker drones and worker drones. Thinker drones generating all the science and the worker drones creating all the materials. The Thinker drones apparently also making the advanced materials, which is something that is rather interesting as well. And it doesn't look like there is going to be any precious goods being attached to that in general, which is rather cool, or at least a luxury goods, as some people are, of course, referring to it. But yeah, robots by themselves are going to have a very similar approach, except that their strata are basically a little bit more streamlined than, say, your standard pops, because in fact they are robots and they don't need artisans, therefore they only kind of need two types of workers. Then they got their usual districts that generate materials and planetary housing, etc. However, let's move on to something that is also exceptionally interesting, which is the living standards. Now, living standards were included within Utopia, or at least announced and integrated within the game around that time. Basically, in this particular image, you'll see that, of course, we got academic privilege, utopian abundance, social welfare, decent conditions, impoverished, basic subsistence, and non-existent. It looks like that instead of using minerals to upkeep your population, you will have to use the luxury goods of and as well as energy in order to upkeep your particular living standards, which kind of makes sense to a certain degree. Especially luxury goods is very cool, but it does mean that the mineral economy is definitely going to change quite significantly in the game itself, and that may be allowing us to do a little bit more when it comes to building ships and building buildings, because a lot of planetary management is going to be added here. But yeah, luxury goods being added, as well as energy for upkeeping your living standards. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is Utopia only. It's been a while since I've looked at this particular system, which is rather good. And of course, you can see that yeah, chemical bliss is not on here because apparently Wiz had not invented it yet, or at least researched it in this particular playthrough. But yeah, just to add verbatim, in the next major update, the upkeep of pops is dependent on their strata, just as we just discussed. Pop from a ruling class requires many more luxury goods and different living standards. Affect this gap by further decreasing luxuries for lower class pops, which results in happiness effects. Yeah, so there you have it. Yet another update from the mouth himself, Martin Onward, talking about what we can expect in the upcoming update when it comes to planetary management. A very exciting time for the game. And back when 2.0 was announced, or at least Apocalypse was announced, and everybody was losing their shit, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Well, they're basically ripping it out once more and putting something fresh in. It's like when they take a crappy 1.2 liter diesel engine and putting a 4 liter Hemi block in there. So yeah, it's definitely gonna spice things up with a lot of additional planetary management, and it's not running nearly as passively. So more empire management rather than empire conquest. Was Stellaris Victoria 3 all along? Who knows? But in the meantime, we're going to wrap it up here, and we'll keep you updated if more updates come out from Martin over the next few days. I'm sure they will. But in the meantime, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, each other.